One morning, Thomas was resting on the siding near Knapford Station. He couldn't wait to start working on his branch line on the island of Sodor. What a peaceful morning on Sodor! I can't wait to start working on my branch line when my driver comes back. Just then, James arrived. What's up, Thomas? How's it going? Oh, I've been working hard all around my branch line. That's good to hear, Thomas, my boy. Sir Topham Hatt knows that I'm a really splendid legend who always gets the job done on the island. And now if you'll excuse me, I must be off. Goodbye! And James puffed away to his next job, leaving Thomas very confused and curious indeed. And eventually, his driver came back. Let's get a move on, Thomas. We have a branch line to run. Okay, driver, and let's fetch Annie and Krellaba from the carriage sheds. So Thomas left the siding and went to fetch Annie and Krellaba from the carriage sheds. After Thomas fetched Annie and Krellaba from the carriage sheds, he went to Ellsbridge Station to pick up more passengers, and stopped at the platform to wait for Oliver. But he didn't show up. This was making Thomas very confused indeed. Where is Oliver? He should be here by now. I don't want to be late again. We hope so too. We hope so too. A few minutes later, Oliver arrived at the station. He was very late indeed. I'm sorry I'm late, Thomas. There was a problem with the signal, and I had to wait 10 minutes. Thomas felt bad for Oliver for being late. After the guard blew his whistle, Thomas began to depart with his passenger run, and puffed down the line towards his branch line. Oh dear, I'm so late. Sir Topham Hatt will be cross when he hears about this. And he knew he'd be in trouble by Sir Topham Hatt. But one evening, Sir Topham Hatt had discovered that Thomas had run late with his passenger run. He was not happy at all. I cannot have engines running late on my railway, Thomas. I'm very disappointed in you. Next time, I want you to arrive to the station on time. Yes, sir. After Sir Topham Hatt left, Thomas looked down on his buffers. He knew he let Sir Topham Hatt down. The next morning, Thomas shunted the freight cars under the hopper. The troublesome trucks decided to tease Thomas.
Looks like the number one thief is in a bad mood.
That made Thomas really annoyed. He shunted the troublesome trucks away onto a siding. After he was finished shunting, he had a drink of water from the tower. Just then, Edward approached. Hello, Thomas. Why the long face? I was late with my passenger run yesterday, and Sir Topham Hatt was really cross with me. And I know I'm not a really useful legend anymore. I don't deserve to be the number one engine on this island at all. Thomas, I understand that you're upset about being late yesterday, but you're still a really useful engine. Even though you're cheeky and you always get yourself into trouble, but Sir Topham Hatt knows that you're still the number one engine on the island of Sodor. It's all good. And whenever another problem happens to you, then don't worry. I'll always be there for you, Thomas. Thank you, Edward. Thank you so much. Just then, Thomas's driver and his fireman arrived with the inspector. They had bad news. Thomas, we have a message from Sir Topham Hatt. He said that Henry was broken down while he was taking the children home. We need your help, right away. Oh dear, but couldn't Edward do it? I'm afraid not, Thomas. I have a train to pull. You go and help Henry. And Thomas puffed quickly away to save Henry. And he steamed down the track as fast as he could. His pistons pumped and his boiler bubbled down the track. He raced around the bend as fast as his wheels could carry him. He was racing through the coastal village. And soon enough, he saw Henry at the crossing with the coaches. He was broken down. Thomas rolled to a stop in front of him. Hello, Henry. I heard you broke down. I'm here to help you. Oh, thank you, Thomas. I knew you would come and help me. Could you please couple up in front of me? Of course, Henry. Thomas reversed and coupled up in front of Henry. Are you ready, Henry? Yes, Thomas. And soon enough, Thomas pulled Henry and the coaches away towards Knapford Station. They were soon on their way towards Knapford Station. We're almost there, Henry. The sooner we get to Knapford Station, the sooner you'll be at the works for repairs. Thomas was making excellent time. They'd arrived at Knapford Station in record time. Thomas knew that he was tired, but he knew he did his best. Sir Topham Hatt was there. Well done, Thomas. I'm very proud of you. You used your effort to help Henry. You are a very useful engine. Thomas was delighted. Thank you, sir. I'm so glad to be a really useful engine on the island of Sodor. And I can always help my friends in need on the island of Sodor.